Hi fans, it's your favorite YouTuber, Ella. I'm at my grandma's house recording this video to tell you about my favorite brain part, the Pons. It's super awesome and I'm sorry about all the noise. I'm just enjoying this beautiful beach weather. Super awesome. And here we go. You may have noticed in my title that I called the Pons the relay system of the brain. This is because the Pons relays pain signals and other sensations to higher up parts of the brain. The Pons is located in the brainstem, which is at the bottom, connecting to the spinal cord. The Pons handles unconscious functions like sleep regulation, breathing, chewing, and swallowing. It also contains several nerve junction points in the face, controlling facial muscles and sensations. The Pons is also a key connection point to the cerebellum, and it helps us maintain balance. Now you may be wondering, Ella, why is the Pons your favorite brain part? Well, recently I began volunteering in a lab at the University of Cincinnati researching obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD. In the lab, I organize rat brain tissue from the front to the back of the brain and mount it on a glass slide. Then, my lab manager views and photographs the tissue under a microscope to look at the differentiation in the rats' brains. Some rats have a tendency to groom themselves more than others. I also have to watch videos for hours of the rats grooming themselves, but that's besides the point. We are currently unaware of what causes OCD, but my lab manager mainly views the basal ganglia. I think that the Pons may play a role in OCD. If people cannot unconsciously control their senses, then they may become extremely overwhelmed trying to do it consciously. To really understand the Pons, we can look at the cranial nerve connections. There are 12 cranial nerves, 4 of which are connected to the Pons. The trigeminal nerve provides the sense of touch and pain to your face and controls chewing muscles. The abducens nerve controls muscles that regulate eye movement, like in REM sleep. The facial nerve controls facial expressions and the sense of taste from the tip of your tongue. And the vestibulocochlear, or the auditory nerve, controls hearing and balance. We can see how important the Pons is to sleep regulation when we look at pontogeniculo-occipital waves. These waves begin as electrical pulses in the Pons and then travel to the thalamus and to the occipital lobe, where they become rapid eye movements during sleep. We call this REM sleep, and it's really important for our memory and social and emotional health to get enough REM sleep every night. The brain makes new connections during REM sleep that we wouldn't make when we're awake. The first phase of REM sleep usually occurs 90 minutes after you fall asleep and lasts for about 10 minutes. Fun fact, when scientists were researching rodents and cats, they realized that rodents and cats only have P waves, which means the waves are only present in the Pons. When the Pons initiates REM sleep, it also initiates dreaming. It sends chemical signals to higher parts of the brain where dreams come to life. The Pons also tickles the spinal cord just beneath it to produce chemicals that make your muscles flaccid. This is essential for your body posture and limbs during sleep so you don't act out your dreams. Children commonly have sensory input and processing issues. We are unaware where they come from, but scientists are sure it has something to do with the Pons. These children are more susceptible to bright lights, touch, noise, tastes, and smells. They also have problems with communication. To overcome sensory issues requires intense therapy and huge involvement from the parents. My friend's little brother had sensory issues, and he would scream and run around all the time because he was so overwhelmed. To calm him down, him and his mom would sit on the floor and rub his special spot on the carpet. Elderly people often get brainstem strokes. This is when blood supply to the base of the brain is blocked by a blood clot or something else. This can affect breathing, heart rate, blood supply, and it will also weaken one's senses and muscles. The pons will stop working completely if the brain does not receive immediate medical attention. Risk factors for strokes include alcohol, cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine abuse, poor diet and obesity, smoking, and lack of physical activity. I want to do research on strokes and the pons to learn about how they can be prevented. I also want to learn about how we can use therapy to decrease their negative symptoms. When someone has a stroke, you can see how the pons is damaged as the facial muscles stop working and their faces start to droop. This is my grandfather after he just had a stroke and we were waiting for the ambulance to pick him up. You can see the left side of his face is drooping down. After having a stroke, my grandfather was never the same. He was always confused and not as social as he used to be. I see this happen to a lot of elderly people in the retirement home I work at too. It's really saddening to watch people go from charismatic and intelligent to almost having no soul overnight. To learn more about the pons, I used the National Institute of Health and the Cleveland Clinic's website. Well, everyone, it finally stopped raining, so I'm going to go ask my grandma if she wants to go for a little Easter boat ride. I hope everyone has an amazing Easter, and I hope everyone liked my video and likes the pons just as much as me. Bye!